Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Uh, we are Sabri Nasser Hussain and Ibrahim Bishoy, group project in Java programming BIT 33803, teaches by Dr. Noor Arifin bin Mohammed Zain. And we are going to present you our project, which is box borrowing system for library management system. Today, vertically, everything can be done from home, making it more user-friendly and accessible to more people. Everything done physically is being transferred to digital format. In the past, borrowing a book from a library required selecting the book, going to the librarian, and waiting for them to obtain your information. Today, libraries have improved this procedure. This is a time-consuming and arduous process, and librarians must be prepared for any future adjustments. Now you have full library systems with fully functioning book selections that give you all the information you need about the book, including whether it's available to borrow or already borrowed. And you can borrow the exact book you want with the press of a button without having to do it manually. Everything is done automatically through the system. Today, you have whole library systems with fully operational book options. A library system is software that handles basic library upkeep chores. Customers and workers may acquire book information using this tool. It maintains track of borrowed, returned, and additional books. Students may borrow books straight from the system without a person. This system aims to construct a library for borrowing and returning books. We plan to establish a library-like system. Details about the books themselves, such as conditions and loanability, unless it's been borrowed. The student must give the object. After the project is complete, book borrowing, book return, and operation efficiency may be improved. This system will be able to create, insert, remove, search for, update, and display objects. Now we go to problem background. Due to our current system, all book transactions such as borrowing or returning a book and searching for members and books take longer take longer. The list of library books that may be borrowed would take longer to compile. Now, data verification takes 1 minute. After a feasibility analysis, we decided to digitize the manual library management system. Automated library administration is suggested. Users may add members box, search for members and box, update information, amend information, borrow, and return stuff using our app. The main issue is readers and libraries' lines incapacity to communicate. Libraries are sometimes far from their users, and the number of volumes they store may make it difficult to find a certain volume.
So I will carry on from this part. So the methodology of library management systems. So we start with the system models. UTHM library management system make the borrowing box and managing collection simpler. A few models were added to the system to help with the book borrowing and keep correct records. The model has login for sure, registration, insert, update, and remove function for students and books as well. It can write and insert data into module database. The second module is to update the records in the database for books and students as well. The third module to delete certain record by its ID from the database. and the system can update students and box data. The database to make sure that the database was updated. So the implementation, the code explanation were added to the project report, and we did not include it here in the presentation because of the time limit for the video presentation, and it's also included in the result part in the project as well. And we will demo our system at the end of this slides presentation. So we came to conclude what we have discussed, me and my friends. So the system has given us a good outcomes until now. The details are in the results section as well. We haven't identified any problems in the system yet, and we have fixed the previous error during the development of the system. The approach will the approach of UTHM library system will eliminate the duplicated books and students data, and it can prevent the missing books. Also, this would help students and save the institution's resources. It would be easier and more accessible for everyone concerned. Overall, the library management system fixed the most of the manual file-based system faults and disadvantages. So that's all for the presentation. We will carry on with system demo. So the development were made internet based, and we have created a database in XAM server. So for sure we use the Java frame. This is the login page. Let's sign a new account. Rahim. We have data validation in the form itself. For example, if the password, for example, if we add existing user, it will verify us that the user already exists in the database. So we have to make it unique, and this will keep the records in the database clean without duplicating. Let's say AI 211. Okay, sign up. Choose us here that the password is weak because it doesn't contain a special character. So for example, we add this special character, and the record will be inserted successfully. Now we will go back to login. By inserting the username and the password we just have created, and the login was successfully. So overall, this is the dashboard, I mean, for the UTHM library system. We have all the function and models over here on this side, and we have here some statics records that will be displayed here. For example, this one for number of books stored in the system, number of students, books were borrowed, and some statistical records. Also here we have this table for student information, and this one for books that were inserted to the system. So we start with the first model, which will manage the book. So from here we can add a new book or update existing book and delete a certain record. For example, we can add a record book ID 1, let's say Java. Okay, let's say just ABC, and quantity, let's say we have 3. We can add it. And we will get this dialog message that the book were added to the system, and it will be updated here in this table as well. If you want to update this record, okay, or maybe we can update other one, let's say number 3, okay, and then it will be updated. So for example, make number 3, let's make it 123, and the quantity 1, and it will be updated successfully. For sure, we cannot update the book ID since it's the primary key in the database, and we can delete a certain record, delete, and this records was deleted from the table in the database. So let's go back to the main page, and now we proceed with the students management. We can here from this page we can insert, update, and delete records of the students. So let's say AI 123, let's say ABC, anything for the quick master IT, and then add. And students, we get this dialog message. The students were added, and as we can see it in the table over here, we can update the record. For example, let's update this one. Let's make it just like anything, just to make it quick, update, and it will be updated as results what's shown here in this table. And we can delete it as well, and it will be deleted from the table. So let's go to the third model here, is to issue and borrow the book. It's very simple, just put the book ID and students matric, and let's say AI 6, sorry, for book ID. Let's say book number 3, and after we select, oh, see, we have here the data validation that says this is invalid book ID. Okay, if we insert a correct record, it will display the information of books and student details in this page as well. Let's select today, from today, for example, until 12, and borrow. And the students, you have this notification that the students already have this book, so we cannot book it again. So we have maybe number 3, if I'm not mistaken. But also this book were added to the, I mean, these students already borrowed this book. Let's return here. See, oh, okay, let's borrow book ID number 6. So let's say 6, and this one AI 226 from today to 12. Okay, and it will display our information here, and the book was issued for borrowing successfully. And also it will update the count of books, because when we initialize the book record, we need to put the quantity of the books available in the library. So let's return, for example, it's similar. We will just put the book ID and students matric to return the book. For example, the book we just issued a few seconds ago. It was 6 and fine, and it will display the information about the book and issue date and due date. And we can return it, and the book was returned successfully, and it will update the book counts in the system as well. We came to this is to view the records of the books that they were borrowed from. For example, from 1 July to today. Okay, and then search, and this one will display the book they were borrowed during this period of time. Okay, so as we can see here in this table, the book ID, the book name, and student's name that who borrowed the book, the issue dates, due dates, and the states. For example, this one we're still pending because the student didn't return the book, and this one was the status returned because, as we can see here, that the students has returned the book to the library. And here we have this function to display all the records in the system. So last, we have this one to view. It will statically it will show. We have this table. It will show list of borrowed books. Okay, that are not yet returned to the library, and we have this statics. This will show the books that if the students did not return the book after the due date. For example, this one, the issue date were 29 uh, June, and the due date is 30. And now today, the date is 4th July, and it's still pending. So this means that students did not return the book yet, and it will be displayed here. This for the long list, and this one as well. As we can see, the issue date were 21, and the due date is 28, and today is the 4th July, so it will be displayed in this table. So overall, uh, this is the library management system and all the functions that contain over here. And the last thing we have logout module, and it will redirect us again to the login page. So that was all from me, Sabri Nasser, and my group, CodeMaster. Thank you so much.